What? I don't care anymore. Just go. Now, tell me when you started.
It started.
This is great.
I'll put them in it automatically. It will.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Formula 1 2019. This is going to be a little different. We're here for the EWRL Austria Grand Prix. This should be a fun one. We got 8 drivers tonight. I will not be doing the commentary tonight. Malenko will at least be broadcasting the race. Should he commentate, that's up to him. I'm not going to ask him to. I'm not going to be able to stay here for the whole event, but I'm just here to get it started. Hope all these drivers have some fun tonight. 8 drivers on the track tonight. And it's a fun one. Austria, a lot of straightaways. Should be a slipstream fest. But, yep, I'll let Malenko take over from here.
Sponsored
y'all
by
fun, alright?
Malenko getting food.
Sponsored by Malenko.
Getting food.
This race is brought to you by McDonald's.
Yeah. And
I wish it was for real. We'd be rich.
Same.
and hit triangle just to get rid of the PlayStation
like
buttons on the bottom right.
Need to be like Spoobs League, get some sponsorship.
Sponsorship. We need some real sponsorship though. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, look for it. Just keep reaching out to people.
Which setup are you going with, Mark?
I'm not
I
telling
do
you.
balance every week, Ben. I never change it. There's no reason to. I don't feel like testing the other ones. Always.
Alright.
Yep.
And here comes the first driver out onto the pit lane. I'll let Malenko take it from here. I'll see y'all.
See you, Emerson.
Bye. Bye.
Awesome commentary.
Damn right. You know it. I was Emerson commentators. This is just they're coming out for qualifying. Vader's
I don't
second car at
know.
the qualifying. It's like
Yeah,
nothing.
that's what he usually does.
I was like, there's nothing going on at the moment. Volcanic
He usually just says, "Oh, everybody's coming out for a lap" or something. Some
volcanic
crap, I don't know
acid
what
coming
he
out on the track for the first time. Wearing that 14, I let him out.
It's kind of like when Spooby tried recruiting me. Hey, do you want to commentate my league? I'm like, I don't commentate, sir. I just don't. It's not my thing. I'm not Emerson.
Ben coming out for the first time. Everyone's coming out basically now. Octane, Dan, I think that is. Yeah, it's Dan. Yeah, everyone is out to qualify right now. Mark will into Sector 2, his first lap. This lap is actually kind of smooth.
What is?
Pure lap. This is why I always watch people in the back. The fuck is it? You're driving the track so perfectly. The fuck am I gonna comment?
Trying to. I fucked my last turn up though.
Hey, you kind of went a bit wide there.
Yeah. Could have been that 1/10 more, but oh well. I finally hit a 104.9 in time trial.
I'm gonna go on board with volcanic acid.
Oh my. That name.
Look, I see the first laps. The Rook.
I think I'm gonna, like when I have time this week between school and work, I'm gonna try to improve my road license on iRacing.
Volcanic
I wanna try getting
into 5th. Out
I
of
wanna try getting into
Five.
24 hours, if I can.
Ben on the top of the board by 2/10.
Well, I was doing oval right away, Invader, and then I was doing oval, just the legends to get the license up to D. Fuck. It's not bad. I've won 5 races out of 9.
Marco had an Invader by 9
Oh,
tenths.
why did I go back around? My dumbass.
Marco forgetting where pit lane is.
I used Cody gave me a setup for the Legends at South Boston. I was working well there. We're using the old or new interface, by the way, when you like go into races.
Dan going extremely wide into the final corner. Didn't even know there was a track
I was using
here.
the new one at first, and I'm like, oh, the old one's a lot better. For like picking what
But
races
still
you want to
qualified
do.
in the third.
You're fine.
I must not have paid attention last week when Octane said whatever he did to his hand. Wrists.
Vader already on another lap, I think. Nope. Where's DRS? Yeah, Vader's on another lap already, damn.
Man, I keep forgetting to switch my car
he's
color.
just putting on DRS
It's
for
that
the
pink
shits.
and red car still.
So, no one on the lap, the track is dead. Dan right now going at turtle speed. Mostly what we'll see of him during the race.
Seattle up 17. Okay. Who are you talking to?
Octane coming out for his second attempt. Marco, just gonna say that car is kind of ugly.
I know, I had it the last, I think, 2 races I raced. I just wanted to do something different. I'm like, with the color now. I forgot to switch it this week. The plan was to switch it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot.
Let's go to Octane, see how he does a lap with a broken wrist.
Final 2 turns here are ass.
Depends how you take it. If you jump that final curb, it's kind of ugly.
Yeah, that final curve you can like ramble.
Yeah, it's like, it all depends on that final curb.
Your front tires come all the way off the ground. Your paint job is kind of like a splattered paint. Just threw paint.
Yeah, it's ass.
No, that's what I think of Dan's car. Dan is literally just you put every color in a paint bucket and just throw it at it. And that's Dan's. Octane up to 4th. Final
But
turn looks a
faster.
little bit better.
Faster.
Final turn looks a little bit better, but not too much.
Look at those final two turns.
Oh, yeah, the turn before that you were sliding into, it looked like.
Exactly.
Vader on his second attempt, and he will improve to third. Foursquare finally coming out for his second attempt. I think Volcanic Acid already had their second attempt and could not improve. Ben out finally for his second attempt. Ben's car is so plain, but I kind of like it. Ben down in Sector 2 by a tenth.
As Volcanic play.
A
Yeah,
bit
so I
wide
don't
in the
even
final
have
corner.
a single fastest sector. Octane has fastest sector 1, and then Ben has the other 2.
3/10 down on his lap.
Octane's just low in the second and third loop.
Dan coming out for his third attempt this is now.
Yeah, Vader, you use a lot. Use a lot. Dude.
Oh, there's still 5:40 to go and Dane's on his third attempt.
I lose 2/10 to Ben in sector 2.
The time is
Seems like
5:34
almost.
right now, right?
Yes.
No, no.
Well,
It's more than 5, so I can't see.
I was
It's
like,
5:25.
I'm just making sure I have the right time. Unlike, you know, when Emerson
5:20
does it,
now.
he's on the off time. He's like a minute
What are you
ahead
at
of
right
you.
now?
5:17, 16, 15.
Yeah, I'm at 5:14.
Okay.
You're
Because
good.
you know Emerson's usually
I know,
off.
Emerson, even on the stream, like when you watch it back, it does have the wrong time. I'm like, what?
When it's negative in the sector, is that negative for like the lap or just his sector? Like he's 2/10 down in the sector or 2/10
It
down
just
on the
goes
lap?
down the
I
sector.
think that on the left. Are you sure it's the sector?
Yeah, it's just sector.
No.
Alright.
On the times, it's just a sector. For us, we can see the whole lap, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
tells us when we're down.
Because I'm just, when he completes sector 2, it says he's down 2/10, but I don't know if it's 2/10 down in sector 2 or 2/10 down on the lap.
Binged King is fast in sector.
I still wish we would try a 24-hour race, but we will never finish one.
I lagged out.
It's
I was committed. I would have did it.
I was gonna say,
lagged
I
out.
was committed. If we would have had, like, it ended up being only me and Emerson. I'm like, fuck. Dude.
Yeah, because
And
I
we both
lagged out.
talked.
I lagged out twice.
We both talked, and we were like, are we gonna do this? And we were like, nah.
I mean, so I was there. I was gonna do it, and then I was like, my internet said, nah, bro, nah.
Do you think you would survive iRacing 24 hours, Malika? If you ever got it.
Yeah.
I
Honestly,
wonder if your internet will hold up.
I'm just honestly doing it. Doing a 24-hour race with a wheel would be a lot easier than a controller. I'm just like,
I feel like it's also more fun, but to me, when you have the people, because iRacing requires you to have a team for it, so yeah. I mean, you could do it by yourself, but you won't count. It won't count for you at all, which is stupid. But whatever.
but you
I'm
know
gonna
me,
try to do it,
I'm gonna get iRacing
but
and do all the racing with the keyboard.
I feel like you would, though. I mean, the Logitech G29 is not bad, Malico, for the price too right now. I got it for 160. I thought that was a pretty good deal.
I don't have the cockpit to do it.
Foursquare starting his third attempt. Foursquare actually down in 7th.
Cockpit for what, Ben?
To do
What, iRacing?
competitive racing with the wheel.
I mean, you don't have to have a cockpit. You can still do it with. I mean, I kind of want the seat and everything for it because it'd be a lot more fun.
Well, after I got this gaming chair for Christmas, I don't want a chair ever again. This is my chair. Chair's lit as fuck. Foursquare is abandoning his lap. I was saying
Goes
words.
faster.
Yeah, by 2/10.
I'm saving the other set of softs. 58 seconds.
Only 35 seconds going qualifying.
30 now.
Last two dual lap, it's gonna be volcanic acid and invader. Looks like. Oh, and avenge sevenfold. And invader, fourth.
Emerson's like, Malcolm's doing a nice job for, you know, what there is and isn't much to do qualifying.
Oh, where did
That lap wasn't validated because I
On my
was
stream.
exceeding track limits.
Oh.
I don't know why he didn't just go to his stream, but
You probably did put in my stream because, like, there was a message. I just haven't looked at it.
okay.
Looks like Volcanic just gave up on their lap, but they've done 5 laps on these tires. What? And Volcanic messes up
Volcanic
Avenge's
fucked
lap.
his
Volcanic has ruined Avenge Sevenfold's lap.
He still went
Big
faster,
rip.
but man,
I went faster even with the car in the way.
Avenged.
Or
F.
even third.
F in the chat. F in the chat for
I was-
he
Avenged.
would have had.
19s through the third sector. Oh my
Don't
god.
go to the pits.
Just cross the line.
I crossed the line out of fuel too.
All we're waiting for now is Invader.
I think there's a lot.
Waiting
That
for
line behind
Invader.
you. I'm the first car right behind you out of fuel.
Whole lap from Invader right here.
I believe in you.
And just missed out on the pole. That is a 4th place for Invader.
Ran into me.
Invader was so close.
Got me.
Invader was so close to the pole time.
The 1 year later lap.
Doing.
So Ben's gonna be 3/10 ahead of Markle to get the pole. Time's actually pretty spread here. Damn. No one's
Except
really
for
kind of
third,
close.
fourth, and fifth.
I was like, no one's really close, but Dan, Invader, and Avenge right here. So it may be a race for third.
3rd to 6th.
But
isn't
with
that far.
but with Dan going around all the time, it's Invader and Avenged for third.
I know I can go faster, but being consistently fast, nah. That's not my thing.
Now, this is your track, Markle. This is your
It's my
track.
track, but Ben has apparently gotten better here. So,
You can't disappoint, Markle. This is your track. See these fans
Alright,
out here?
Markle,
They all
time
came
to
out
show
here to see you lose. Prove them wrong.
prove them right, I'll lose.
Good luck, everyone. Have a good race. Good luck.
Yep.
Mike is muted.
Oh.
Like, is unmuted.
Thanks for telling us, Markle. Oh, and I just remember I'm gonna have fucking delayed lights from what I see on the stream all the time. As we set out on the formation lap. On
Who's
the front
fun?
row, we'll have Ben, Markle. Second row, Dan, Invader. Third row, Avenge, and Octane. And the fourth row, Foursquare and Volcanic Acid. Volcanic Acid making their rookie debut. Avenge having their second start. Was honestly on a good lap in qualifying for the final lap that he was on in qualifying, but Volcanic got in his way a little bit. See if he can make his way to the podium in his second race. Dan trying to reclaim some past glory, the two-time champ, looking to finally get a podium for the season. And these two fucks in first and second every race.
I'll hit the curbs and you'll be fine, Melanco.
See, 6th and 5th inside each other there.
We don't talk about that.
As all the drivers on the grid. Yellow in sector 3. Lights out, and away they go. I was actually on time. Real nigga shit. Ben clears Markle into one. Why am I on the wrong camera? I didn't even switch camera.
Oh, contact.
3 wide. Back down to 2 wide with the Invader and Octane. Venge looking to make a move, fills in behind him. Octane trying to pass Invader. Around the outside, Invader hits into Octane. Octane into the grass. Octane falls back to last. Avenge spins into the S's.
Well,
As Octane spins in the S's as well. As Ben takes the fastest lap.
Consistent.
Avenged already in the pit lane after we saw him spin there. As Foursquare makes a move with Volcanic into the hairpin. Volcanic gets a little bit too much of the curb on exit. And Foursquare curves him. Venge out of pit lane. Dan's still in third. Invader trying to close in. Mark was about 7/10 behind Ben. And Dan is out of here! Dan left the zip code for a second.
That'd be the best save I have already.
You hit the bump, Dan?
I hit a bump and then I was completely sideways sliding off the racetrack.
The camera was on like the start-finish line, and I just see you just fucking go to Narnia off the corner.
I'm more impressed that I actually spit
Dan
all
left the zip code and still in fourth. Vader now to third. As Octane and Avenge about miles behind the field already.
I didn't even get a warning for going that far off.
These stars are not.
Marco is actually closing in on Ben now. We can make a move in the hairpin, fills back in. Gonna have DRS, but I think he's still a little bit too far behind to make a move, but no, Marco's aggression actually holds up that time. I was sure Marco was gonna try it.
You gotta have $1 million.
Marco was about 7/10 behind Ben. Was able to close up that distance. Marco's DRS again. Still can't make a move into one. Marco finally going to be able to make a move into the hairpin, and he clears him before they even get to the hairpin. It fucking wrecked Ben.
It's just the power of the DRS.
I know.
That shit in the slipstream is just like, oh, so easy.
Ben got DRS, but a little bit too far behind. See if Ben's going to be able to hold up with Marco after Marco caught him after being back 7/10. Ben is closing back in. Actually into the final corners where Marco was struggling all of qualifying. And a little bit wide in the final corner. Able to make a move into one, unlike Marco. Able to clear him out of one. Marco going to make a move right after Ben's, but not able to do really anything with it. There's not really anything else happening through the field. Go back to the battle. Marco trying to make a move into one like Ben. Be alongside, and Marco will not complete the pass. Still side by side out of the final, or out of the first turn. I don't know what I was about to say final. The DRS on this straightaway, and Marco clears him. Cuts him off a little bit out of the corner though. He's got DRS, but not able to do anything with it. Vader, I think he's been catching a little bit with them battling. Ben gets a little bit loose there in the S's. But in the final corners, as we saw, Marco is just not really competitive out of these final two. But he was good enough to hold off Ben there. Ben's still not able to make a move. Ben's gonna go to the inside of Marco here and just backs out of it. With this, Vader is kind of stopped catching here. He stayed about 4.6, 4.7. But Dan has fallen about a second behind, well, another second behind Invader, out to 4.5. The Foursquare actually caught up to Dan quite considerably. Volcanic going into pit lane. And so was Dan in the pit lane. As Dan fits the softs. Avenge on the mediums, 7 lap-old mediums, and Volcanic puts on hards. Ben gets... Now he's fallen out of DRS range from Markle. Ben closing back to within DRS. With Dan pitting a little bit earlier, he's gonna be able to pull away from what Foursquare was. Ben, after being 1.2 seconds behind at the start of the lap, is down to 9 now. Ben seems to be really struggling in the S's. Ben actually seems to be better at every part of the circuit than Markle, but the S's. He's so bad in the S's that it actually fucks him out of all the time.
I think it's also older tires because I'm getting loose a little bit there too.
But Ben dies in the S's. He got loose 2 times in a row, and then he went through the grass the next time. Last time. He's caught up to now 3/10. Markle's really struggling on old tires now.
Tires are dead.
Ben right now within a half a second. Markle. Seem they're both quite considerably struggling on old tires. Dan, Volcanic, and Avenge are the only people to pit, I think. And Octane pit just last lap for hards. Foursquare, Invader, Ben, and Markle going quite long on these tires.
My engineer chimed in to give me a new strategy. The strategy is to go one lap further on these tires.
With the past few laps, Ben and Markle have just about been even. Seems that they're just trying to get to the scheduled pit lap. Dan has been catching a lot on Foursquare. Dan made it from where I think it was 10 seconds down to 6.5. As Ben has finally come into pit. He's pitting for mediums. As Ben is not going to come out much further ahead than Dan. And it's only going to be 2.5 seconds behind Ben compared to what they were before. But with these fresh tires, Ben is going to be able to pull away quite a bit from Dan. With how long they were able to go on softs, though, they may be able to end the race on mediums, while Dan, I don't think, Dan can't end the race on these softs. As Foursquare is in the pit lane. Is Markle and Vader still staying out? Don't know how long they can take these tires, but it's a pretty long way for soft tires. There is a caution in Sector 3. It is Octane. Spinning in the S's once again. Looks like there is a little bit of damage to Octane's front wing, but Octane was quite a bit far back from 7th anyway. As Marco and Invader finally pit. Marco's going to come out behind Dan. With how long they were able to take the softs, I think these mediums will be able to go the rest of the way. The only people that will need to make an extra pit from here is Avenge and Dan. Marco was going about 3 laps longer than Ben. Is about 4.9 seconds behind. Well, he was about 7 tenths ahead of Ben before pits. As it looks like Octane was lapped. As Dan right now, with Markle's fresher tires, looks to be going snail pace compared to Markle. And with the DRS, Markle is going to be making easy work of Dan here in the 1.
Ooh, okay, fuck. Leave that Carter.
Dan actually going to make a move into the hairpin and clears him. This is not good news for Markle. As he keeps battling Dan, Ben gets further and further away. with this, how many lap fresher tires Marco have, he was still not able to make a move to pass Dan then that lap. Going into one, he couldn't even make a move. So, Dan is actually doing a pretty good job at actually defending from Marco here. The 7-lap older soft his medians. As Marco's able to make a move, but took a really shallow lane into the corner. Didn't get a good drive off the corner. Dan able to re-clear him. As Ben has pulled away to a 5-second lead from Dan. As Marco's going to make a move into one once again and clears them before they even get to one. Dan going to use the DRS here, and I think the battle for second is over from here. Now can Marco catch Ben by 5 seconds in the next 17 laps? Really 16 and a half. As Foursquare catching up to Avenged. Avenged on a lot older mediums than Foursquare. And unlike Foursquare, Avenged will have to pit again. As Dan makes his second pit. Dan with that pit will fall behind Foursquare and be in 6th. As Marco hasn't really gained time, he's actually lost some time. Caution in sectors 1 and 2. Octane around for the 3rd time. Seems Octane is really feeling the effects of his wrist, as he doesn't even attempt to take the hairpin. as Avenge pits for his final pit stop of the race. Puts on softs to finish off the race. Ben's going to come out about 2.2 seconds behind Volcanic. But he has soft tires compared to Volcanic's 14 old hards. Marco right now not seeming to gain or fall back, staying about 5 seconds. Vader about another 9 seconds behind Marco. Foursquare about another 10, with Dan actually looking to pass Foursquare. As Avenged already is past Volcanic. Already a second ahead, actually. As Foursquare actually locks up a little bit. On to the front stretch, see if Dan can do anything with his 3 DRS periods. Not make a move into 1. Dan goes really wide into the first corner. With that DRS, Dan's able to clear Foursquare as Avenge takes the fastest lap of the race. As Marco now has fallen back about 4/10 from Ben. And there's really nothing going on in this race now. Everybody is miles away from each other. Marco's about 5 seconds back from Ben. Vader's 11 seconds back from Marco. Dan is 9 seconds back from Invader. Foursquare 2 seconds back from Dan. Avenged 11 seconds back from Foursquare. Volcanic Acid 8 seconds back from Avenged. Octane, I don't even know if he's still in the race at this point. As Marco is coming to actually lap Octane. And gap is back to about 5 seconds. Marco's brought it down to about 4.7. As there's 7 to go in the race. As Marco's back down to 5 seconds. Marco's brought it down to about 4.3 seconds, still not getting nowhere near enough. As it is 5 to go. times that call to pit how many more laps later than Ben is not gonna work into Marco's favor. Marco's brought it down to 3.8 seconds. So with this gain, it's not enough to catch up to Ben, but I think Ben is trying to pace himself to get the race finished without having an incident. As Avenged 7 pole is actually down 6 seconds from Foursquare. He's brought it down to 3. Won't be able to probably catch up to Foursquare, but Avenge has been trying this whole race after wrecking on lap 1, having to go on an off strategy. He's actually run a good race since then. Was it for that lap 1 incident, Avenge could be up there about 4th or 3rd. With the pace he's been running all race. As Ben has taken 2 laps to go. His mark was brought at right under 3 seconds right now. Ben has taken the final lap of the race. Marco at the end of the day was just about the same pace with Ben. Kind of screwed himself out with his strategy, waiting about 2 laps to pit. And Ben coming out of the final corner to take the checkered flag at Austria. Markle will take second. And Vader will finish a country mile behind in third.
The undercut was the only way I was actually trying to beat him, I felt.
Dan about 6 seconds behind Invader. Avenge was catching a ton on Foursquare at the end of the race, but just is going to be just behind Foursquare. Got it underneath a second. Avenge from qualifying to now was just fucked throughout the race. Had the pace to be about a third place car and just wasn't able to show it much of the race with circumstance. And Volcanic Acid finishing 7th with a extremely weird strategy.
I started to run down. Invader, wait.
Does Emerson do interviews or no?
Yeah, he does, but I don't care.
I was saying that because I'm not going to do them if he does, but I just was wondering if
you don't have to.
I wasn't.
Good race, guys.
Good run.
If anything, Emerson will ask before the next race, probably.
I tried to catch up to Invader.
You got close. I had to turn up. I was trying to save stuff just in case you started closing.
I'm gonna go play my Madden game now.
Foursquare.
Wolf on the AI. Score more than 86.
Yeah, no, I won't do that. I can't do that.
I didn't think Danny could either, but he did.
As that is the end of the Australian race.